I'm Chelsea Kamody. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. I'm an 8th grade science teacher and a physics professor. I always was an athlete. I grew up playing volleyball, softball, I ran cross country and track, always into sports. When I was 16, my grandmother passed away, and she and I were very, very close. And I will be the first to admit I did not handle it in the right way. I started running a lot, jump roping a lot, just to kind of get my stress out. And I just lost my appetite because I was just very depressed because my grandma died. Ironically, where most people, you want to eat healthy, you want to exercise, which obviously I love it and that's great, but I started taking it to the extremes. A couple years ago, it got very bad. That's when I reached about 68 pounds. I was in the hospital. I was hooked up to oxygen and feeding tubes, and they told me my heart was failing and my liver was failing. I wasn't even allowed to go to the bathroom. I had to use a bedpan because my heart was so weak, they didn't trust me to get up and walk across the room. And again, I was an adult, so I couldn't have my parents come and take care of me. And so the doctors kind of finally said, after this was my countless visit to them, I was gonna die. That's where I was headed. My heart was failing, my liver was failing. I was 68 pounds, living off of oxygen and feeding tubes. And at that point, I was kind of like, well, I've been saying for years I was gonna change this, but now this is literally if a cat has 9 lives, I'd used up all my lives. This was it. So I had to make a change. So I finally said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set one more goal and try to make my lifelong dream to compete come true. Because I always wanted to. I always wanted to be like those fitness models or those girls who competed that I read about in magazines. I just couldn't get myself to obviously get healthy enough to do that. So I honestly didn't know if I was gonna live or not, but I said I would set that goal and try my best. I can honestly say that competing saved my life, which you'll hear the opposite a lot. People say competing can be very unhealthy, which I do agree with that. But for me, if I didn't have the goal to compete, I probably honestly would have died, because that was the only thing. After I was sick for 10 years, from 16 to 26, that was the only thing that literally got me to get myself healthy. So, fitness literally saved my life. I was pretty quiet at first, but I started posting, and that group is unlike any other Facebook group. I can honestly say that. I've probably been in over 100 different fitness groups. It is the most supportive group of people. I started seeing people start posting about the supplements, just asking questions like, when should I take this, when should I take that? I'm a science teacher, I'm a huge nerd. I'm very weird about what I'll put in my body. I am that person that reads every last ingredient before I'll put it in. So most supplements I will not use, kind of like he was saying earlier. So I looked at the profile, whereas most pre-workouts, I would read the stuff, I'd be like, nope, that does not belong in my body. But I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, this all actually looks good. And I tried it, and it worked awesome. Being part of the group, I would always hear everyone talk about Jim, and then I've seen the videos, and Jim's the man, and what he did for everything, and coming up with all these ideas, and his knowledge behind the science. They've inspired me to share my story more, and I would like to. I feel like for a little bit I did kind of step back, because I will admit at the end of the day it's still kind of not something I'm proud of, but I do like to help others, and every time I do make a post, I do realize I can inspire people, or I can help people who need it like I needed help for all those years. So, keep sharing my story, obviously keep sharing having the supplements, sharing the supplements. Maybe other people are in the same boat I was. Maybe they can't tolerate protein powder and be like, hey, look, this one doesn't mess with your stomach. Or maybe they don't like to take the pre-workouts with all that jazz in there, and then kind of share that with them. And just being part of the community, it's nice to have a fitness family.